as we are getting ready for the upper semifinals. It will be another PvP. It will be the battle of the North America, Canada versus United States. Nina versus TriGGeR. Make Tempest great again. Here we go. And spawning in. Hold on. Here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the American Protoss. She is pink. She is pink. She's yellow. She is representing Team Exxon. It is Nina. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the young blood himself, full of that youth juice. It is the Canadian Protoss. He's blue, representing Alpha X. It is TriGGeR. And gracias, thank you so much, Mark BT, Mark Bits even, for subscribing for 4 months in a row. Quack, 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 quack. Quack. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the emotes. I hope you enjoyed the the replay packs, as well as the subscriber only channel that we have on Discord. Thank you so much for the support. We really do appreciate it. Much love. And we are getting into finally some North American action. We did see Ricci earlier on today, but this is the big fish in the pond, the big duck in the pond, if you will. Nina, one of the strongest Protoss players in all of America, of the United States. She is the favorite to win this tournament. I was saying it earlier. Normally, the people that can take down Nina, as the probes are duking it out right now. Adios. Yo, TriGGeR whipping out the Spanish. Let's go. Get out of here. But yes, normally the player to take down Nina is Cham. Cham is the biggest name in these events, typically. But Cham has been MIA these past month, a couple of months even. 2020 has not been the year of Cham. I miss him. I miss him dearly. So Nina is the favorite here. Meanwhile, of course, as Nina is proxying across them. Oh my god, proxy Robo. Ay, ay, ay. She does not want this game to go on any longer. We got a Robo, we got a gateway. She's starting to just throw down everything across the map. And meanwhile, TriGGeR, he has not scattered this. He has a probe out on the map. And is he rallied in? Will he see this? Will he spot this? He will. He will scout. And there we go. TriGGeR, he was able to find the proxy. The Stalker is here as well. It looks like with the Stalker, he's going to try to depower this, but the Zealot and the Stalker of Nina are coming in to help protect this. Ay, ay, ay. And with this, I mean, we'll see if the pylon does go down. TriGGeR, he does reinforce his army or his Stalker with a second Stalker, and it looks like he will take out the Stalker of Nina. Now he has to micro his heart out to take out the Zealot, but you know what? The Zealot, all it's doing is buying time for the Immortal to come out, and the Immortal will finish. TriGGeR realizes this. He knows enough time has passed. He does back off in the end. Oh my god, the Immortal is done. We got a second Immortal on the way. And what do we have for defense? We have one shield battery. Overcharge is available. We do have a second shield battery on the way, and it looks like Warp Gate will finish. Oh my god, TriGGeR taking this very seriously. Even a third shield battery on the way. I'm a little bit concerned. I hope that he throws down another pylon as well, because there is only one pylon powering all of this. It is a very Artosis pylon, so it's a little bit worrying. Meanwhile, yo, TriGGeR dives on top of one of the Immortals, and it looks like he will get one. Nicely done there by TriGGeR. Does pick off an Immortal almost for free. I say almost for free. He did lose like 3 Stalkers there in the process, which is a little bit monk-esque. But you know what? He was able to pick off or really stem the tide and slow down Nina. 2 Immortals is so much more terrifying than 1. As we do see, Nina is only down to 1 Immortal. We do have a War Prism on the way as well, looking to try and help Micro and keep that Immortal alive. But you know what? The War Prism isn't done yet. That Immortal is still under threat. And TriGGeR realizes this. He's trying to focus down. One volley that's go off. He's so close that it looks like he will get the immortal. No more immortals left for Nina. TriGGeR, he's got a lot of momentum going for him, and it looks like he's trying to go toe-to-toe with the army. He's reinforcing, continuing to warp in more stalkers. The pylon goes down. The warp prism just barely survives on 2 HP. One more shot would have been enough. Aye. And TriGGeR, he takes out the shield battery, takes down this like defensive position there for Nina, but Nina is not stopping. She's warping in, and yo, Nina is like with oh my god, she's going in. She's gonna try and wall him off. She's gonna try and cut him off. She's going into the main base. TriGGeR, please. He sees he needs to respond, and he just barely gets into the main base. Oh, the force field was not good enough, and the warp prism will go down. And now Nina's committed. GG gets called, and TriGGeR takes game number 1. Oh, my throat. Wow, what a game. Nina trying to be tricky, but TriGGeR was having none of it. Shut down the proxy of Nina. And was really on point again, like because of how aggressive he was able to stop Nina before she really got things rolling, right? Before Nina got a second immortal out, before she got her warp prism out every single time, TriGGeR was out there being aggressive and sniping whatever he could. Really well done there by TriGGeR. And for those of you who don't know who TriGGeR is, TriGGeR only really started competing last year. He is very much like StarDuck in that respect. I mean, to be fair, he was friends, or he is friends with StarDuck. Nina, TriGGeR, and StarDuck, they all practice together. Nina and TriGGeR are very familiar with each other. They're mods in each other's streams. For those who don't know. And yeah, TriGGeR, he is an up-and-coming player. I believe he is currently 18 years old, 18 or 17. Of course, hailing from the land of Canada. And this year, he finally broke into GM, and he has been practicing pretty hard. And recently, a couple of weeks ago, he hit 6K on the NA ladder. So he is popping off right now. And taking a game off of Nina, that's impressive. Oh my. And here we go. We are getting into game number 2 between these two players, and we will see if the new school is too good, or if the old blood is able to come back here. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the OG herself representing Team Exxon and the land of America. It is Nina. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Canadian Protoss player. He is red, representing Team Alpha X. It is TriGGeR. As I quickly want to check here. And I'll have to ask him. But yes, for those wondering, I mean, we feature StarDuck many times on this channel. We kind of grew up, or StarDuck grew up with us. And he didn't grow up with this player, but they did practice a lot together last year. They met each other outside of StarCraft, which was pretty interesting. StarDuck, TriGGeR, and Nina, all three of them. And yeah, TriGGeR and StarDuck, they started competing, they started taking things a little bit more seriously, and both players were able to really rise into prominence in the beginning of 2021, both players hitting GM, but TriGGeR did leave StarDuck a little bit in the dust, if you will, where TriGGeR has been able to excel even further and reach the echelons of 6K on NA, which is, pretty impressive. I would by no means say that TriGGeR is the favorite here, but TriGGeR hasn't plateaued. He still has so much potential as a young up-and-coming player. He's getting better and better, and already it's impressive that he was able to take a game off of Nina. Like wow. And we'll see how this goes, as right now both players did go for their low ground walls instead of on the high ground. So both players looking to expand relatively early. We just see Nina is going for a bit of a pylon block. Ooh, she was not fast enough to throw down a cyber core. Meanwhile, neither was TriGGeR, as TriGGeR was forced to cancel his own pylon as well. So right now, both players are just trying to delay their natural expansions for as long as possible. But there we go. TriGGeR is the first to throw his down. Nina still has to throw hers once she has enough minerals. And we'll see how this game progresses here, as Nina did opt to go for an Adept first. Ooh, did bypass the Stalker, but was revealed by the Zealots. So we'll see if TriGGeR does go back home or if he just commits and goes across the map, and it looks like he will, as he's feeling confident that he'll be able to defend against the Adept. The Adept does go up the ramp, and we'll get into that mineral line, but there is a shield battery in the mineral line, so the Adept won't be able to do too much, as it takes 2 shots to take out a probe. And that shield battery should be able to keep the majority of these, it should keep the probes alive for now. Stalker does get warped in. TriGGeR will be able to defend beautifully, but Nina was able to get a full scout of the main base. Does see the gases, sees the gateway, but has yet to see the tech. And we'll see where we go from here. Nina, of course, was the first player to divert from your typical path. We do have the Stargate finished and done for Nina. We have 2 oracles on the way. Interesting that Nina decides to bank up 2 oracles instead of going in one at a time. I'm sure the fact that she scouted this shield battery does come into play, because obviously 1 oracle isn't enough to out DPS a shield battery, so you go in with 2 to just one-shot every single probe. Meanwhile, TriGGeR, I don't believe, he was unable to scout the Stargate, which is honestly kind of scary. Like, a lot of damage could be done here by these oracles. As the 2 oracles are going to be diving in. There is 1 Stalker to defend. Oh, the rest of the Stalkers are moving towards the main base. Will this be enough to deter Nina? And it is not. Nina dives in regardless. She sees the Stalkers, doesn't even care, dives back in. Oh, she jukes the Stalkers as well. And 10 probes go down. And both oracles survived. My god. The way she juked a TriGGeR like that was impressive. In the end, 11 probes did go down to 2 oracles, and what's important is that Nina was able to keep both oracles alive. And now TriGGeR, he is down in terms of the economy, in terms of the worker count, so he has to do something to get himself back into this. TriGGeR, he is working on Blink. It is faster than that of Nina. Also, +1 is faster as well, so there is a window where he can maybe exploit that and have the advantage in terms of the Stalker versus Stalker battle. Meanwhile, the oracles do dive in once again, but this time there are Stalkers in position to defend for TriGGeR, so TriGGeR does push away Nina quite nicely. But again, when it comes to the head-on engagement, we will see how things turn out here. Defensively, obviously, it's difficult to break a Protoss player because of shield batteries, so we'll see if TriGGeR tries to go for some kind of +1 timing, or if instead he waits, expands, and goes for a +2 timing. We shall see, as TriGGeR is in position to expand and take a 3rd base, but the oracles are looking to snipe that probe. Ooh, just 1 second too late. They snipe the probe, but not before the Nexus gets thrown down. Meanwhile, the Nexus is also on the way for Nina, so both players are opting to go for their 3rd bases. Meanwhile, TriGGeR is pushing out across the map. He was revealed, so Nina is well aware that the army is on the way. TriGGeR does have the upgrade advantage, but Nina is not that far behind. It's still quite a ways away, but Nina just has to hold long enough for her own upgrades to kick in. TriGGeR does have not just +1, but also Blink on top of Nina. We'll see how good the macro is. Nicely done. Does blink away, keep one of his Stalkers alive, and does push on forward. Yo, the shield batteries are not done. And we do see Nina, she's losing quite a lot of Stalkers here, but the shield battery is just barely about to finish up. And it finishes and immediately gets taken out. Yo, TriGGeR has a lot of momentum right now, pushing on forward. Nina is stuck. Blink did just finish, and she does manage to escape, keep a handful, literally 2 Stalkers alive. My god, and now she has to cancel her 3rd. And TriGGeR can keep going. Like, TriGGeR has so much momentum going for him right now. Obviously, it's difficult to push into a natural base because, of course, we don't just have a shield battery, we also have overcharge. With overcharge, Nina will be able to defend, but yo, he blinks on forward. Overcharge does get used, but it doesn't even matter. There are enough stalkers to one-shot, and TriGGeR, he's taking out every single stalker. Takes out the Oracle as well. Overcharge doesn't even matter, not in this scenario. Blinks on forward aggressively, and TriGGeR is all over Nina right now. Oh my god, a little bit of move commanding, so he's starting to choke a little bit. Oh my god, like he's so close to maybe ending the game, but Nina was able to warp in a couple of defensive stalkers, and it looks like Nina will be able to hold. Oh my god. Things were looking so good for TriGGeR. It did look like TriGGeR panicked a little bit towards the end. I'm sure like he was getting really excited, and I don't blame him. He was like, oh my god, I'm doing it. He almost did, mate. He almost did. But Nina was able to just barely warp in what she needed. Blink kicked in as well, +1 kicked in. She was able to equalize and just barely hold on. I say equalize, she's still on 2 bases. And TriGGeR has 3. TriGGeR is ahead in terms of the economy, so it is very smart for Nina to go for this Dark Shrine. This Dark Shrine is her way to get back into this. If TriGGeR doesn't have detection, he could just die. He could just fall over. He is working on a robo though, so I hope, fingers crossed people, that he gets out an observer. Huh. Observer first, let's go. Let's go. There we go, there we go. An observer is coming out here for TriGGeR. The rover is exposed, but the observer is coming out, which means there will be mobile detection with the main army. Sure, Nina maybe will be able to sneak a couple of DTs into the main base, but you know what? Nina doesn't have a robo, which means she doesn't have a war prism, so she doesn't have the option to go straight into the main base with those DTs. And there we go, the DT is being warped in, I believe, across the map. There it is, there was a proxy pylon towards the north side of the map. 2 DTs are coming in. Where is the detection with the main army? Immediately the DT goes down. Wow. And with that, the DTs were revealed. Hopefully, TriGGeR, mate, he's already got cannons. Mate, he's already got cannons. He's throwing down cannons even in the natural. It's going to be perfectly fine against DTs. Now the main armies are pushing out. Ooh, they miss each other. The war prism! The war prism is exposed! Ah! And it does go down. That does stop any attack that TriGGeR was attempting to go for, and he's forced to go all the way back home to help or to try to deal with these stalkers. Ay. That was key there for Nina to pick up the war prism like that. Again, it just delays TriGGeR's push so much. He has to remake the war prism, but regardless, he is going across the map. The zealots do run into the stalkers, which isn't ideal for TriGGeR. TriGGeR, his army is fragmented right now. He's all over the place, and this is ideal for Nina. Nina, she can fight this army like bit by bit, not if it's all consolidated in one force though. As we do see, Nina is coming back home. TriGGeR, he's going across the map with his stalkers, as he does dive into the 3rd base once again. He does take out some of the shield batteries, but the stalkers are for Nina. But Nina is about to get surrounded. The zealots, they come in. And with these zealots and with these stalkers, does TriGGeR finally have enough? We even have a couple of observers, so the DTs won't even matter. The DTs get taken out. We got a war prism, we got reinforcements, and TriGGeR, he almost ended the game earlier, but he did not allow the game to slip away from his fingers. GG gets called, and TriGGeR takes the series 2-0. Wow. GG, well played. I thought that Nina was going to be the final boss in this tournament, but TriGGeR, the Canadian Protoss, takes Nina down and moves on to the grand finals to face Jim Rising in that classic North America versus Latin America finals. Of course, I say that Mexico is a part of North America, and also Latin America includes Mexico. I just don't know if there's a name for like the US and Canada specifically, like Gringo America, or is that like the continental United States? I don't I don't know if there's a term for it, but yes, we do of course have TriGGeR going up against Jim Rising.